Oh, welcome to a very special Shortwave show. 11 a.m. on the East Coast on a holiday. Can you believe that? Me on a holiday, sitting here talking to you guys. Yes, I should be doing something else. No, I shouldn't. This is where I should be, exactly where I should be. Who am I kidding? Yes, you say, why would you do an 11 a.m. show? Well, I tried it last week and it worked, so I figured I'd try it again. No, that's not the only reason. That's kind of the reason. But I have another thing I must do this evening. I will be on this evening at 9 p.m. working with other people and stuff during the day. So this was a time that I could find to do it. So I said, why not do it? But why do it at all? Why even care? Well, my congressperson is AOC, as I've told many of you this. My congressperson is AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is my congressperson. And I joke and tease about saying, I accept your condolences, but I rarely actually say bad things about her ever. I never attack her. I just let it go. In fact, I have very often given her praise for one aspect, which is she has absolutely shown that she has a work ethic, had a work ethic in 2018 when she literally came by and her team knocked on my door and she hustled to get her seat. Great. But she crossed a line yesterday. She did. She wasn't just the regular terrible Democrat or terrible duopoly person. She wasn't that. She decided to pretend that she was me. I'm not joking. She decided to pretend that she was going to comment on independent parties and third parties. She should have just stayed in her lane. I am unhappy about that. And she actually said some things that are so blatantly wrong and so embarrassing that I had to say something about it. And she attacked people that I actually know. She's attacking people like Jill Stein. Well, what did she say? Some of you know already, but I'm going to give you a little bit of what she said and what she did. And I'm going to explain what she really means by it. And I think you'll enjoy this. I haven't done this in a while, so I think I should. It's about that time for me. And by the way, she's from the Bronx and so am I. So she's my homegirl. So me and homegirl are gonna have a little back and forth, if you don't mind. A little back and forth. This is what she talked about.
Y'all, this is a little spicy.
Spicy, I like this.
But I have thoughts.
Oh, this is dangerous, but keep going.
I feel like I should save this for alive.
Well, you're alive now.
I'm not coming for people who are thinking about this.
I'm aware of that. You don't like people who think. Okay, great. This is good. So good prep so far. We got it. It's spicy and don't think. We're good. Keep going.
I'll talk to you.
Okay. I'm here.
What I have a problem with is the fact that if you are running for president, you're the de facto leader of your party. And first of all, trust me on this. I run as a third party candidate in New York. I'm also run as a working families party candidate in a different.
Wait a minute. She runs as a third party? She's me. She runs as a third party. I love that. The Working Families Party, she said, of New York. Well, that's amazing. I didn't realize that she was basically me. I didn't know that. She's basically good. Okay, so let me find this Working Families Party that she brings up. Hold on, so I can find them here. Oh, I think I have found them here, the Working Families Party. Yeah, I found them here. And let me show you the Working Families Party of New York State. So you can imagine. This is a list of all of their people right here. You can see it right here. Let's see here. Nancy, Rob, Nadia, Gerald, Nader. Wait a minute. You know what I've noticed about all these people in the Working Families Party? All of them? Yeah, here's the weird part. They're all Democrats. Every single one of them. Every one of them. All the people she just talked about saying, I run into Working Families Party, they're all actually Democrats. If you go to any of their websites, and you know what? You might say, well, Larry, did you really have both? What? Is that really? Hold on. Let me see if I can show you something, because I know you guys, you're saying to yourselves, wait a minute, Larry, this can't be true. There is no way. Hold on here. This can't be true what you're saying here. Let me look at someone like, say, her website. If I look at her website, I'm sure she's, proudly saying that she is part of the Working Families Party. Oh, wait, no, says right here, Democrat. Doesn't say Working Families anywhere. And I went through her website. Doesn't say Working Families anywhere. But she runs the third party. That's what she just told me. Weird how she literally is nothing anywhere about it. Weird. Isn't that weird? Why would that be weird? Because in New York State, we have what's called fusion voting. Fusion voting means you can be on more than one line at the same time. So you can be on the Democratic line and the Working Families line. You can be on both. A lot of states don't have that. We do. What does that mean? You can just be a Democrat and say, I'm cool. I'm a working families person. Yeah, but the working families people are Democrats. I'm not exaggerating. Working families people in New York State are Democrats. They have supported Democrats every single time. They always support Democrats. In fact, if you go to those people's websites, you don't see them go, "We're a proud working family." No. We're Democrats. They just take the working families line and pretend like they're someone. This doesn't make you super cool, AOC. This makes you a poser. This makes you a poser. This makes you either lying or ignorant or arrogant. One of those three or some combination. Because you are not a third party. I want to ask a question. Third party, you have fought, I'm sure. Somebody asked you if I could. How many times have you been sued off the ballot? That would be, never would be the answer. Never. Not one time. You've never been sued off a ballot. Ever. You have no idea what that's like. But you're going to stand here, open up your yap, and tell me how you know about being independent third party? Okay, no worries. Okay. How many debates were you banned from? I'm going to go back, if I remember, 2018. Oh, right. Never. You've never been banned from a debate. Ever. You don't know what that's like either. So please stop telling me that you're some kind of third party, independent party. You've never been banned from a debate. I know what that's like. You've never been sued for a ballot. I know what that's like. And by the way, so does Jill Stein. She knows both of those things. She knows what it's like to be sued for a ballot. She knows what it's like to be banned from a debate. She knows that too, because she's a third party candidate. Homegirl, you are not that. You are not that. Don't you ever say that again. You are not that at all. Stop opening your mouth. This is basically political stolen valor. That's what this is. Political stolen valor. This is horrible. Don't open your mouth and say you're a third party. You're not. You are a Democrat. And worse, you are worse than a Democrat. Worse. Why do I say that? Because at least most of them are open about who they are. You're not. I got to ask, when you were running the first time to get your, working families and third party, how did you struggle to get money? Like, how much money did you raise? Like $10,000? Oh, no, wait, you raised $2 million, including from PACs. Huh. I don't remember Jill Stein, Howie Hawkins, all of a sudden getting $2 million thrown at them. I don't remember that part. I don't remember people throwing $2 million at me. I don't remember that either. I don't remember any of those things, poser. I don't remember any of those things, poser. None of them. You are not that. Please don't ever say that again. I'm not even done. That part got me fuming immediately. But I'm not done. There's a couple more items she wants to bring up that she should have never brought up. But she chose to because she thinks she's cooler than everybody else. She thinks she can do whatever she wants because she's AOC. Okay, do it. You can say it. I agree.
To running as a Democrat, because trust me, I've been on record.
Yeah.
That about my criticisms of a two-party system. So this is not about that. But
it's not about. She's been on record about her criticisms of the two-party system. I like that. That's good. Me too. Me too. So that would mean that, and this is a recent video, that surely you've said many times about how bad the system is. We've got to change it. Vote. You probably talk about voting third party. I remember all the time she talked about voting third party. Never. Right, never. Not one time ever. In all her 6 years of running, has she ever said, you should vote third party? But she has criticisms. That's what she said. Someone who has criticism of that. What would they speak about? Well, let me find what she's been speaking about since she has all these criticisms. Let me see if I can find one here. Hold on, look at these criticisms. This is her speaking, well, if you want to call it that. This is her speaking recently about Joe Biden's issues and the problems with the Democratic Party because she has criticisms. She does. She said that. She has criticism. So see if we can find it here. All right, here she is talking about this stuff. Here we go.
People get the straight truth.
She's going to do the straight truth.
I feel like there has been a lot of smoke screens that have been going on about this, and that people have not been getting told the full story here.
Took her that long to say just that piece, but it's fine. Look, we're in the right track here. Keep going, homegirl. I'm with you now. Okay, maybe I have misjudged you. Keep going.
And
tell me. Tell me.
Want to put all my cards out on the table because I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, that I know.
I'm telling you that as who I am
Yep.
I don't.
A member of Congress, sitting chair of several committees in Congress, one of the most popular Democrats in the entire country. And she's openly saying, I have no clue. I have given you better information than she has.
I do not have a crystal ball. I don't know what's going on, but I believe that you all deserve to know what I see in this moment as I see it. And
in this moment, wow, this is like this is Harris level communication.
I'm gonna take you.
Okay, take me
through my thinking, and if
That's
you
dangerous.
disagree with it,
yeah,
and if you think it's terrible, and if you think I'm wrong, that's fine. But I at least want you to know what I see, and we can all come to our own conclusion.
She spent 2 minutes saying nothing.
All right,
Keep
going.
Let's
get into it.
Let's do it.
We saw.
Did you think about any of this before you said it? Like, did you think about any of this before you said it? I think no.
What, 2-3 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
The president debated Donald Trump. And
no one knew that, I guess.
That debate.
Oh, Jesus
sucked,
Christ.
Okay.
History lesson.
It sucked for everybody. Donald Trump sucked.
It didn't suck
Joe
for Harris.
Biden didn't do well.
Harris, she was happy as could
to
be.
To say the least. And it was just like not great. I think,
great. Okay.
To be very frank,
over 2 minutes saying nothing.
Pretty closely captured what I think a lot of the mood in the country is right now.
Oh, okay. Now we got it. Tell me.
People don't love where we're at.
Yes.
They don't love our options.
Yes.
A lot of people don't love that we have the same exact matchup all over.
Yes. So, okay. Got it. She's got there. It took her 3 minutes, but she got there. She went to people aren't happy with the current two-party system. So now what are you going to say is don't vote for two-party system. Change it. You've been here for, at this moment, 6 years in power, 6 years as a very influential congressperson. And so you're going to say, hey, guys, time to jump ship, time to make some changes. Go ahead.
Over again.
Yep.
Which is to say that the debate didn't change much at all. It didn't really change a lot. Correct. In terms of people's perceptions, in terms of where
once they start saying in terms of, then they're making stuff up. That's the phrase, in terms of. You will hear Biden say that all the time, Harris say it all the time, and she does. They just go in terms of. Just say the word.
The electorate
it's fine.
Is at. And going into the debate, I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew that the president is old.
Yes.
The president is very old.
We knew this. Okay, she is literally Captain Obvious. Please say anything of value. Anything of value.
Donald Trump is also very old and a racist and a neo-Nazi. But
there we go. Okay, so this is terrible. So you should think, okay, since the situation is terrible, we don't like it, let's now change and go third party, independent, change the system. No. This is terrible. But Orange Man bad. Done. Orange Man bad. So throw everything out the window, fall right back into the two-party system, vote Biden because Orange Man bad. That's where she is. This is just 2 months ago. Just to be clear, this is just 2 months ago. She said this, but she's sitting there telling you yesterday, oh, I know about two-party system. She just told you that. Now, 2 months ago, oh, no. Orange Man bad.
Anyways, I'm not even going to talk about Trump right now.
You just did. And you gave him the worst insults that you could possibly think of. So I've just done a terrible, terrible attack on him, but I'm not going to talk about him.
So we knew that going into it. And I feel like people knew that
4 minutes of nothing
coming out of it.
Except Orange Man bad.
Now, what we also saw, what I've seen, is that a lot of people who...
She is so struggling to defend this system that she just told me she has criticisms of. Look at how she's struggling to defend this system that she just told me yesterday I have criticisms of. Like she's the defender of the people. But she's sitting here literally pulling stuff out of the air. I gotta say, why? Just vote Orange man bad, no
follow
Biden.
Politics, a lot that I've noticed of kind of this like class of people above, I shouldn't say above, but like separate from voters. Like we all know we live in this country.
Yeah.
There's voters and then there's people with power.
Yes,
and
like you.
There's people with a lot of money.
Yep,
and there's
like
people with a lot of influence.
Like you.
And
yes.
In the country that we live in, we have everyday people and we have voters and we have government. And then you kind of have this class of people in between, from pundits and media and wealthy people and donors and
which you
organization leaders and whatever.
And you've dealt with this for 6 years and done nothing. I'm not going to watch this anymore, but this is what she just did. Two months ago, she did this. She sounds like she doesn't know what she's talking about. Literally, I feel like most YouTube pundits like myself speak better than her, speak more clearly than she does, and are able to say things that make sense a whole lot faster. Yet she is literally my congressperson and will be again, because there's no way she could ever be beaten because she dominates everything here. She can spend $0 on campaigning, doesn't have to be here if she doesn't want to, can hang out wherever she wants, and she'll win yet again. She's won 3 times in a row, and she's now here for as long as she wants to be here. But she's going to tell you, she's going to teach you a lesson and tell you about how much she cares and how she got criticisms, her words, of the two-party system. That's what she said. But let me tell you someone who actually has a criticism. This is what, because she's confused. So AOC, if you happen to be watching this, I hope you are, I'm going to show you an actual criticism of the two-party system.
It's very much about the two parties, because when you only have two parties, it's a closed system. And when under the conditions of oligarchy, which we are, where wealth and power is concentrated into very few hands, when you have these incredible disparities of power, and then you have a closed system, power can co-opt those two parties. But if you have more than two parties and you have a fluid system, then then the public interest, the greater good, has a fighting chance. So
there we go. That is an actual criticism, which, by the way, came out like a couple weeks ago. That's weird. And the person who gave that criticism is a woman named Jill Stein. And they go, Larry, you're not a Green Party guy. I'm not. There's no way. I'm not a Green Party guy. I'm not. I've never said that. I am not. However, I know Jill Stein. She actually has criticisms of the two-party system, as I do. She actually has them. AOC does not. AOC talks trash. AOC's a poser, a hypocrite, an embarrassment. She's not actually doing this, and she opens her mouth to attack others. There's the worst part. Again, I've never said this before about it. I leave her alone. But she opened up her mouth and started talking about my people, and now I got upset. And maybe I shouldn't have, but damn it, I did anyway. And she's not even done pissing me off.
But you are the leader of your party.
Yeah, that was Jill Stein.
You run for years and years and years and years and years in a row.
Yep.
And your party has not grown.
Yeah.
And you don't add city council seats, and you don't add down ballot candidates. And
so she's right on this, right? But here's her point. She says, you've been your party leader for years and years and years. Jill Stein has not been that. Jill Stein ran twice. She ran in 2016 and 2024. And to be forward, for those of you who know the system and what happened in the Green Party, one of the reasons she ran is because the Green Party was in trouble internally. There are other reasons, obviously, but the biggest reason that affects what we're talking about now is the Green Party had a lot of trouble internally, as the Libertarian Party has also, as third parties often have. Lots of trouble internally. She had lots of trouble. And there was a chance that either nobody would run or nobody of any status would run in the Green Party. That was a chance. So she stepped up to say, I'll do this again. At least I'll have some status. Some people will notice me. I'll get something out of this. I don't want to be nothing. That's what she did. That was impressive for her. And I give Jill Stein credit for that. At least that a lot of people would not have done that. She is now taking her time and energy and throwing it away when she should be retired right now. She should be retired. She should be home hanging out with family and friends. She should be retired. And she's not. She's doing it. So you know what? Kudos to you, Dr. Stein. Kudos to you. That's all I can say. Then she goes in and say, well, if you had this time and you don't grow this. There was a guy who did, AOC. And it was the same year that you ran for office, if you remember. In 2018, when you ran your first chance for office, when you got $2 million given to you given to you, $2 million given to you, heavily by PACs, supported by many people. There was another guy running in New York too at the same time. He was in your district. His name was Larry Sharpe. That idiot was me. That idiot who was me ran in 2018 and didn't work either and was not funded by anybody. I raised $500,000 and did not work for over a year. I was $100,000 in debt after that 2018 run. You can imagine living in New York City, 4 people in my family, wife not working, and I wasn't working either. So we just went to debt. After we had done this, I got 2% of the vote, fighting you, fighting all the people that tried to get me off the ballot. I got attacked, of course, challenged, of course, because I know what it is to be stood off the ballot, but I made it. I know what it is to be kept out of debates because Cuomo wouldn't show up. And then after I got my 2%, you know what I did? I did exactly what you said. You're right. I went around the state again in 2019, growing the party. We went from 15 county affiliates. There are 62 counties in New York State, for those you don't know. We had about 15 when I started. At the end, we had 30. So I doubled the local affiliates. Look at that. I'm growing, like you said. I had 107 local victories. Like you said, city council, water board, all the things you just talked. I had all of them. I was doing what you said. And then you know what happened? Your party, your people changed all the rules in New York State, destroying my party, ensuring we could never get back on the ballot, and crushing the 107 victories that I had. Your system that you have criticisms about, I wish you stop having criticisms and instead support third parties. That would be better. That would be better. But you didn't at all because that's who you are. You didn't bother doing that. So they short it all. You said what was right, but I got crushed by the system. But you have criticisms. But people don't do it. They're bad. Is that right? Yeah, you're full of it as always. You're opposed. Now, again, do you not know that? Are you naive? Are you ignorant? Are you not that bright? Or are you just so arrogant you don't care? All of those are bad. You shouldn't have opened your mouth until you knew what this was. But you know what? About your Working Families Party. I'm not even done with this. In New York State, again, her state, New York State, Working Families Party, did try to do that, what you just said. They tried to break away. A woman named India Walton, I think was her name, India Walton, out of Buffalo. They did. They actually were able to push her off out of a primary and for her to run as a Working Families Party. And you know what happened? This is a true story. Look it up if you think so. The Democrats and the Republicans together, the two-party system that she has criticisms of, got together and made a write-in campaign to put in an establishment Democrat. I'm not joking. The current mayor of Buffalo, who beat India Walton, they organized a write-in campaigns. Write-in campaigns never work except this time. This is the one exception where write-in campaigns actually work. Why? Because, again, Republicans and Democrats, I said again, Republicans assisted a mainstream corporate Democrat to beat the Working Families person, India Walton. And what did India Walton do? You might say, well, she immediately fought back and began to fight with the Working Families Party to crush two-party system. No, she went right back to the Democratic Party, right back. Supporting Cuomo, supporting Hochul, supporting AOC. She went right back. Right back. Talks about DSA. DSA is Democrats too. The Democratic Socialists of America. I know how they work across the country. I know New York. She's in New York with me. In New York, they're Democrats too. They all act the same way. There's no difference. She's full of it.
And you don't add state electeds?
We did.
That's bad leadership.
Oh, where was your leadership when I was doing it? You think the Greens don't try that? They get thrown off the ballot. In fact, last 2022 was the first time in over 80 years where there was no independent candidate on the ballot for governor. At the moment, this year will be the first time in over 80 years there's no independent candidate for president on the ballot in New York State. Your party is directly responsible for destroying third parties through their system, destroying them. And you're like, wow, it's just bad leadership. You know what's bad leadership? You allowing this to happen and then opening your mouth like you care.
And that to me is what's upsetting.
That is.
Because if you have been your party's nominee for 12 years in a row.
Okay, she hasn't been her nominee for 12 years in a row. It was 8 years between the two, 2016 and 2020. That's not 12 years in a row. I know math is hard for you. I get it. but still, doesn't matter. I'm going to correct you because I care. Twice. In between was a guy named Howie Hawkins. How do I know that? He's a friend of mine. I know the independents in my state because I've been trying to build this out for literally like a decade. I've been trying to build this out for a decade. And I've been failing. Why? Because the system, not because I'm not trying. Because the system, not because I'm not trying. This is that you are now part of. So she has run twice, lost twice, been destroyed in every way, shape, or form by the system. You, my homegirl from the Bronx, which I am also in the Bronx, so my homegirl, you have been supported by the system for the past 6 years. Might I ask, what have you done? Might I ask that?
4 years ago, and 4 years before that, and 4 years before that.
Didn't know what you're talking about again.
And you cannot grow your movement pretty much at all.
So her answer is, I did grow. I showed you that. Explain why it went to hell and still went to hell. Why? Because your system. That's okay.
And can't pursue any successful strategy. And all you do is
no successful strategy.
Show up once every 4 years to speak to people who are justifiably pissed off, but you're just showing up once every 4 years.
Okay, they're justifiably pissed off. Why don't you do something about it?
To do that, you're not serious.
She's not serious.
To me, it does not read as authentic. It
See
reads
that?
as predatory.
See that? You're not authentic. She's authentic. That's the issue. And she's not predatory. She is authentic. Okay. I'm happy that she said that. She's authentic. Hold on, let me see something. She's authentic. Oh, I'm trying to remember something. If I can remember what this was. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can find this here. I'm trying to remember. She was talking about being authentic, right? All right. She says that she's authentic. I love that concept that she is authentic. My issue here, though, isn't that whether she's authentic or not. My issue is whether Jill Stein's authentic. My question is she authentic? If you remember, this is her. Hold on. You thought I wouldn't have receipts. Oh, I did. I had receipts. Of course I did. This is her right here. Hold on. Let me open this up here. If I can find her real fast. She's saying how authentic she is. And I like that. This is her getting fake arrested. Remember that? But she's authentic. No handcuffs. What's the handcuffs? Nowhere. No, puts the fist in the air. She thinks she's Trump now. Put a fist in the air. That's her. That's Miss Authentic. That's authentic. She said, why didn't you get stuff done? Why aren't you authentic? She's authentic. She's doing the right thing. I'm not even done. Hold on. This is great. Another wonderful piece I want to bring up here. This is a video. If you remember this one, again, Miss Authentic, Miss I have a problem with the two-party system, right? This is her literally crying as she changes her vote to support Israel from, if you remember, from yay to present. That's her crying. She changed. Look at her. That's her. That is her literally collapsing to the system of Nancy Pelosi at the time, who was the top dog there. She might still be, but officially she is. Look at that. That's her. But she's authentic, right? But she's real. But she has criticisms. But she cares. That's her changing from nay to present. Changing your vote. Why didn't you vote? Because the powers that be, those people she talks about, turned her. She has become exactly what she's talking about. That's not authentic. That's a poser. That's fake. Now, look, most of the stuff she wants to do, I don't want to do. I don't. Doesn't matter. If you vote for her and you talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. There's lots of people who watch me who think they don't like my libertarian ideas all the time. People insult me because they think I'm too libertarian. Happens all the time. But no one's going to call me a poser. No one's going to think I'm inauthentic. No one's going to think I'm a hypocrite. No one is. I'm going to tell you straight up. This is who I am. This is what I want. There you go. But I also know you have to break the system. She said, this is her words. She said, they're more like a predator. They're more like a predator is what they said. Wow. All right. Here is, just for you guys who care, this is her video from when she ran 6 years ago. Her video from when Miss Authentic, Miss I care about you and the whole world. Remember all that. This is her.
Women like me aren't supposed to run for office.
Okay.
I wasn't born to a wealthy or powerful family.
True.
Mother from Puerto Rico, dad from the South Bronx.
Okay, got that.
I was born in a place where your zip code determines your destiny.
That's the entire country.
My name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay, nice.
I'm an educator, an organizer, a working class New Yorker. I've worked with expectant mothers, I've waited tables and led classrooms.
Then why aren't you helping those people?
And going into politics wasn't in the plan.
Okay.
But after 20 years of the same representation, we have to ask, who has New York been changing for?
That's a good question. So I would change that 20 years to just 6 years. In the past 6 years, since you've been in Congress and made promises, who has New York been changing for?
Every day gets harder for working families like mine to get by.
Still
the
6
rent
years.
gets higher, healthcare covers less, and
Still?
our income stays the same.
Yes.
It's clear that these changes haven't been for us.
Correct.
And we deserve a champion.
We do. And that champion might be Jill Stein because it's not you. Could be.
It's time to fight for a New York that working families can afford.
I agree.
That's
How long is it going to take? 6 more years.
why I'm running for Congress.
Glad. Okay.
This race is about people versus money.
I like
We've
that.
got people, they've got money.
Yep.
It's-
You had $2 million. Now you have tens of millions. But it's fine. You now have the money now. You have the money now. Where's the people?
Time we acknowledge that not
Okay.
all Democrats are the same.
I like
That
that.
a Democrat who takes corporate money, profits
Gotcha.
off foreclosure,
Yep.
doesn't live here, doesn't send his kids to our schools, doesn't drink our water or breathe
Okay.
our air, cannot possibly represent us.
Okay.
What the Bronx and Queens needs is Medicare for all.
Medicare for all. Where'd that go? She said Medicare for all. I thought she wanted Medicare for all. Again, I don't want Medicare for all. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She said it in her campaign video 6 years ago, has been talking about it. Medicare for all. Tuition-free public college. She said that.
Tuition-free public college.
That's two.
Federal
Okay.
jobs guarantee.
Job guarantee.
Criminal justice reform.
Got none of those. None of those. We're not even talking about that with the new one, with Harris. Didn't get it with Biden. Now I'm talking about it during Harris. These things aren't even on the table anymore.
We can do it now. It doesn't take 100 years to do this.
50? Because you can't do it in 6, any of them.
Political courage.
Which you do not have.
A New York.
You don't have. I just showed you collapsing. I just showed you crying and collapsing because Nancy Pelosi told you to act and you went, yes, ma'am. You don't have that. If you had that, you wouldn't have opened your mouth. You wouldn't sit on TikTok or wherever you're talking trash about stuff you don't know and collapsing to Nancy Pelosi.
Work for the many is possible.
Well, show it then.
It's time for one of us.
Okay.
Vote for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
That was what she said, right? That's what she said. Okay. None of that she said came true. And now, if you look at her policies now that you will see now in her policies on her website, I'm not making this up. You can go to her website right now if you want to. This is her website. She has one policy and one only. Green New Deal. That's it. This is the only policy on her website. Green New Deal. Nothing else except Green New Deal. That's all. But wait a minute. What happened? She just said before, Medicare for all, guaranteed job, blah, blah, blah. All this, she just told you all she's going to do. Doesn't take 20 years for that. How long does it take? You don't even have it on your website anymore. Who's the poser? Who's the predator? Who's the poser? Who's the predator? I got a feeling it's not Jill Stein. You know who she was supposed to be? Let me show you who she was supposed to be. This is someone else running, by the way. Also third party. Again, I'm not validating any policy issues. You guys know where I stand on policy. You know, to be forward, Jill Stein and I actually do agree on many issues, particularly on issues like anti-war, ending the war on drugs. We do agree. We're not polar opposites at all, but many issues we don't agree upon. This is another woman who I met. I'm not friends with this woman I'm going to show you either, but I do know her. I've met her. She's running, believe it or not, as a socialist, right? Which is what AOC was supposed to be. People thought they were voting. They thought they were. They were not. They thought they were voting for this woman. They thought they were voting for her. Her name is Claudia de la Cruz.
People in Congo, with the people in Nigeria. with the people in Haiti than we do with any of the leaders of this country.
Come on. Let me go from the beginning. Here.
Socialism means
this is her.
That your taxes won't go to bombing babies across the seas.
That's right.
That socialism as a principle, as a strategy, as a value, as a political and economic project is about building solidarity. Right. As for the Bronx.
Now, you may disagree with, I'm not a socialist, but this is what people thought they were getting. This is what she was supposed to be for the people who were on the left who were voting for AOC. They didn't get her. She's here, though. Jill Stein has actual criticisms. She's here. And this woman, her name is Claudia de la Cruz. I met her. Wonderful person, by the way, if you meet her. Wonderful person. If you meet her, by the way, right? So she's running, and she's talking what AOC is supposed to talk about. And she didn't. And all you do is attack third parties? They're out there trying to make something happen. And to be forward, again, while, again, politically, we don't always agree, we are still in solidarity, I'll use their word, for trying to break this system. We have to break this system. Why am I preaching about RFK Jr. all the time? To break this system. Why am I sitting here? Why am I showing Claudia de la Cruz and Jill Stein here? To break this system. The two-party system that, according to AOC, she has criticisms of. I have more than criticisms. It doesn't work. It is destroying us. It is crushing us. And there are people here who are trying to fix it, to include Jill Stein. She's not perfect. Neither am I. None of us are. But she's trying to make that happen. Right? Claudia de la Cruz, she's trying to fix it in the way she thinks is best. They're trying to fix these things. So's RFK Jr. So's Chase Oliver. So are all the independent parties. So are all the people who are trying to make this work. So for someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to open up her yap, to be part of a parasite party, the Working Families Party, that destroys third parties, to support the Democratic Party, which spent $1 billion they put aside to keep RFK Jr., Cornel West, and Jill Stein off the ballot. I'm not joking. That's an actual number. Do your homework. It's real. $1 billion. And these people with money and there's us. So I guess you're the people with money now because you sure as hell ain't us. You're not that with your criticisms. You're not us. Unacceptable. Her party is the one throwing everybody off the ballot now. There are people trying to fix this system, and all she does is fight. Fight us. When 6 years ago, you saw that video? That's still on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and watch it now. Everything she promised, she abandoned. Let me repeat that. When it comes to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, everything she championed, she abandoned. But Jill Stein is a predator? Is that right? Jill Stein is an activist who should be retired. Jill Stein has done more for activism in her life than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has done in the 6 years she's been in Congress. And Jill Stein should be retired now. I know people go, well, Jill Stein, what has she done recently? I don't know, stay at home and retire? She's 70. She stepped up because she believes she had to. Now, if you're part of the Green Party, you may disagree with that. That's fine. But that's why she stepped up. She didn't want to do this, but she did. Claudia de la Cruz is fighting. Claudia de la Cruz knows she's not going to win. She's aware of that. She's not thinking, I'm going to be next president. She knows. But she's fighting to what she believes is the right answer. Chase Oliver, out there, knocking his head against the wall, trying to make something happen too. Me, RFK Jr., all trying. And now I got AOC opening up her mouth again. When she fights, when she knew Biden was incompetent, when she knew he couldn't get the job done, she defended him anyway. And just called Orange Man bad, but like they all do. Orange Man bad. And now she's going to say this. And again, I didn't want to bring this up, but I couldn't let this piece go. I couldn't let this piece, all the people who are fighting, who are being crushed by her system, and she's going to stand there and say this.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying it because as a person, I endorse Working Families Party candidates.
See, I endorse those candidates. I allow them to be Democrats. That's what that means. I don't support them. I don't write them checks. I don't support third parties. I allow them to be Democrats and her influence. And speaking of this, her influence, I endorse them because I have influence. Which influence got you? Jamal Bowman lost. Was that where it got you? How about you? How about how you stopped all the bombing in Israel? You talked about that in Gaza. You discussed it. What happened there? Where'd that get you? Nowhere. Oh, look at her. I've endorsed people. So what? Your influence has been thrown away on garbage. Your influence has been useless. Your influence has been embarrassing. You decided to help Jamal Bowman. Again, I'm not a Jamal Bowman fan. I'm saying is you shouldn't be a hypocrite. That's my problem. If our democracy is going to work, then when you vote for someone who says, I'm going to try to achieve X, Y, and Z, they should try to achieve X, Y, and Z. Here's the problem. No one cares what you say because the elites in the two-party system get whatever they want, regardless of what we think. That is obvious. That is obvious. They talk the talk and do nothing. They talk the talk and do nothing. And you are now one of them. And you're opening your mouth and attacking Jill Stein, who should be retired, but is still fighting this battle. Still fighting this battle when she should be retired. And you're going to open your mouth to her and call her something? No, you are the predator, as you've lied for 6 years straight. You are the predator, as you've used none of your influence to move the things forward you said you would. None of them. You are the predator, as you literally collapsed. You said it takes political courage. You said that in your ad. And you showed none of it when you allowed the power of the Democratic Party to crush you so that you could have a seat on some committee, so that you could do a cool commercial yelling at somebody. Well, I don't have a commercial, but I'm yelling at you anyway. It doesn't matter. If there is a predator, its name is AOC. If there is a poser, its name is AOC. If there is a hypocrite, its name is AOC.
I endorse DSA candidates. I take risks and I endorse even.
Hold on. She takes risks. That's what she just said. She takes risks. Like when you changed your vote from nay to present, like that risk. When you removed every single policy that you promised to run on and just put Green New Deal on because that's the Democratic one that they'll let you get away with. Was that when you took a risk? When at the very last minute, you supported Jamal Bowman, but when he was running for months, when you knew AIPAC was against him, you said nothing until the last minute, knowing it would be nothing, so you could just show up and do your little dance and watch him fail? Was that when you took it? I'm trying to find out where the risk is. I don't see it. I don't see the risk. When you endorse somebody who you know can't win, you don't care? Was that what it was? How much you mean? Okay, maybe it was when you fought for your seat. Oh wait, you haven't. You haven't. You won your last seat by over 30 points. I'm not even joking. I actually know the person who ran against her. Her name is Forte. I know the person who ran against her. She raised almost no money. She couldn't. She's against this monster called AOC. How could you possibly? There is no risk in what you do. None. There is no risk in what you do. That is you again. You are either lying, or you're ignorant, or you're arrogant. It's bad no matter what. There is no risk. You don't take a risk. You don't. The reason why I'm so upset, and less upset, to be forward with you, than people than Nancy Pelosi or someone like her. Nancy Pelosi was always who she is. She was open. She knew who she was. She was a swamp creature from day one. Her dad was a swamp creature. And you've seen the day. I'm not being mean about this, but that's who her dad was a machine politician. And she's a machine politician. You vote for her, you know what you're getting. It's machine. It's literally a legacy of machine politics. That's who she is. I'm not disappointed in Nancy Pelosi. I expect that. Duh. Yes. But AOC was supposed to be different. AOC was supposed to be Claudia de la Cruz. AOC was supposed to be Jill Stein. She was supposed to be someone like that. She was supposed to be Bernie Sanders Jr. or whatever, right? I mean, them too. But now, what is she now? She's Nancy Pelosi Jr. That's who she's become. A sellout, a poser, a hypocrite. And I don't even believe in her politics. I don't even believe in her politics. I respect people who disagree with me more than her. Because when people come at me, and they do, you see it, they come at me with what I feel is good intentions. They want the same outcome. She used to care. Remember, I've told you many times, I've met many politicians who actually don't like their constituents anymore because they get in the way. She is maybe 4 years from that, maybe 2, to where she will simply look at us as in the way. That's how many of them do. Anyway, I've yapped away on this one. I wanted to cover that. I will cover a couple of comments on this one also. I do appreciate that. She says, Roger, I'm not running against her. I cannot. It is impossible. No, I'm not running against her. Yes. And he goes on to say, Pelosi scolded her. Yeah. The issue is she just bent to her. She bent to her. That's the problem, right? The problem is she bent to her. And guys, some of you are talking about the Al Gore rhythm. I agree. Yes, please, guys, if you haven't clicked the like button, if you like what I said, please click that button. I want to cover some comments and some other stuff too here, but click the button that is like. It does matter. Everyone has to make sure they do it if you want this to keep going. If you haven't already shared this on Twitter or shared this on X or on Facebook, wherever you're watching, please share it. It really does matter. Every share does matter. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page, why not? Why do you hate me? Why do you love AOC? That's what I'm going to say. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube page, Larry Sharpe YouTube, I'm going to say you just love AOC. See that? That's you. You're a hypocrite now. Please do it. If you want to super chat me, you always can support the channel. Of course, if you are on Larry Sharpe YouTube, you may also click the join button if you like, and it will help me out. $5 a month so I can do more of this and less actual working. Oh my God, this is working too, but not the same at all. But either way, click the button that is like. It does matter. Yes. Joe says, crypto ad before the stream. Nothing wrong with that. I like that. Jacqueline says, never a day off for you. A lot of respect for you. Thank you. Thank you. I did take yesterday off. So I did take one day off. I did. But I was still posting things. So yeah, anyway. Lunatic says, AOC's a phony. Yes. Yes. And that's the problem. I actually don't have a problem with someone who is openly a socialist. I know who you are. I get it. You probably believe it's the right answer for the people around you. Okay, let's have a conversation. I'm open to that. I'm not open when you go, oh, I'm a socialist. Oh, until money or power is involved, then I'm whatever. I'm not okay with that. Yes. So Mike Voss is in the house. Thank you, sir. Working families is Democratic progressives. Yes, but still Democratic. That's the point, right? Yes, but that's the point. 100%. That is exactly the key. Yes, Shelley says, Shelley's in New York too, just like Mike is. The Working Families Party is Democratic Party. Yes, it's not. Absolutely. 100%. All right, I do appreciate those. All righty. Starlink Princess says, Larry, where does the money come from they use to sue off the ballots? Is it our tax dollars? It is not tax dollars. It's donor money. Many big donors will spend a lot of money to make sure their people are in power and that they get jobs. Remember, the government is a massive jobs program. And also, it's a way that big companies can get contracts, which give them tons of money without really having to compete. It is a whole lot easier to simply throw some money at a PAC, which will then support the right people so you get the job versus having to compete. See, if you compete with a job and you lose it, you spend all this time, money, and energy, and you don't get the job. But if you throw enough money at the problem, you get the job. Michael, but Larry, that's expensive. No, you just build the profit back in to what you say. You know what? So I guess it is our tax money. Starling Princess, you just made me walk down a road. Thank you for that. It kind of is. It's either our tax money or just debt that we keep making, which is also kind of our tax money. So I guess in the long run, it is, because that's how it gets reimbursed. So if I'm big company, construction, military industrial complex, whatever I am, and I want to make sure I get my deal might be worth easily $10, $12 million, $20 million, whatever the deal's worth. Sake of argument, worth $20 million. It may only cost me $10 million to do it. So I have $10 million of profit sitting there that I can take. I'm not joking. This is real. So I have $10 million of profit I can take. Well, if I throw $2 million into a PAC or $5 million into into supporting some Congress people, good. I got $5 million in my pocket. So I'll take my $5 million to get the deal, put $5 million in my pocket. What if it costs too much, Starlink? What if, oh my God, I got to throw an extra $5 million in? No worries. When I put together my deal, I won't say 20 million, I'll say 23 million. So I'll make up for whatever I spend in my PAC. That's why they can throw so much money. They get it back in other deals. They don't mind, tons of it. In theory, that each of them, and again, you might say $1 billion. Sure, it's not one company, it's multiple companies and multiple people. So yes, it actually, by the way, sometimes is actually countries. I'm not joking with that also. You will find that countries will sometimes throw cash into places through the way they bundle it. So some countries like, man, I don't want you bombing me. I'll throw X millions of dollars into sometimes even billions of dollars into certain packs. That happens too. Hope that answers your question. So, all righty. Joe says the DNC is a do not compete party. Yes, accurate. Gene says, liked and shared. Here's my first comment. Thank you. Like, comment, share. I cannot stress how many this is. Yes, absolutely. So Heidi says, does that third party include Bernie? It does not, Heidi. The problem is, while Bernie is there are officially 4 independents in the Senate right now. There are 4 of them. But all 4 of them caucus with Democrats. And when they run, they actually run as Democrats in that regard. So yeah, they're not running anymore. Like Sinema's not running anymore. Manchin's not running anymore. Bernie's basically Democrat. He runs in the Democratic primary. So yes. So officially, but there we go. Orthodox Moore says running against AOC may become another version of Stop 270. No chance. No chance. Look, when I run for office, I've run twice before. When I run because I believe I can make impact. If I'm sitting here saying, give me time, give me energy, give me money, it's because I want to make impact, not for some vanity project. To be forward, you can see that to me is predatory, right? AOC is out there gaining money, gaining time, gaining energy, and producing nothing, doing nothing of value. That is predatory. I'm trying to provide value and impact. If I can't do that, why am I here? Right? I'll just go work. Look, I can just go consult. You guys see the stuff I know. I tell it to you. I give you guys free consulting, right? People are got to pay me for that outside of this, right? They pay me for that. I give it to you for free. So if I go out there, I can just go do that. In fact, I can work for anybody. I don't mean to be flippant on this, but I could go work for the Trump campaign. I can go work for the Harris campaign. I can go work for anybody running. I can go work for AOC's campaign. I'm a consultant. I can do whatever I want. I can go to and go for the highest bidder if I want to. I could do that. Why would I be doing this? I want to make sure I'm making impact. It's an impact piece for me. That's what matters. So yes. Janice says independent third parties are the only way to break the status quo. 100% yes. Justice for Sergeant, is it Hassan Correa? Will you run for New York governor again? Probably in 2026. I think in 2026 I will. I think so. Yes. So Mike says AOC has no deep thoughts. It's all surface level on every issue. I wish you were wrong. And that's my point. I wish you were wrong. Sadly, I'm not sure. Yes. Yeah. So yes, Missy's like, she's the worst. She's so slow. Used to feel the words too much. Because she's just pulling it out of thin air. And she thinks she doesn't have to. She thinks she doesn't have to. She thinks she's super cool. And yes, Mike says it. Larry should be running for president soon. Enough. She's over 35. You're not wrong. I joke all the time. People go, well, it'll solve the problem if we get Trump elected. It won't solve the problem. Because then 8 years from now, you got President AOC. This rotates back and forth. The system has to be broken. That's the piece. The system has to be broken. Absolutely. R. Schwartz says, as a registered Green, I love Larry. Libertarians and Greens need to work together more. We can on several issues, right? Believe it or not. We do overlap, right? Certain things we do not agree with at all. Certain things we overlap completely. And on overlapping single issues, we should work together. And we do when it comes to ballot access. I have literally been in the courtroom with Jill Stein, Howie Hawkins. We've been in the same place, absolutely fighting for ballot access. Absolutely true. And you see, I've done debates with, moderated debates with. Yes, I do try to bring all third parties together whenever we can. It's just not easy. It just isn't easy. So yes, R. Schwartz from 2012. I'm sorry, and 2012 too. She was talking the last 12 years. So yes, she ran twice in the past 12 years. Is what I meant. I should have been clearer on that. Thank you for that. So I guess if you count 2012, maybe that is 12. Maybe I made a mistake here. Thank you. Yes, but she didn't do it in 2020. Was my point. She said 12 years in a row. So maybe both of us are wrong. Maybe. Thank you for that correction, or that maybe addition. I'll say. How about that? Thank you for that addition. Yes. All right. Why do people like AOC? I don't get it. Well, there's several reasons. When she first came out, she did commercials like that, Missy. I mean, it looked like she's going to be different. It looked like she was going to be different. Yes. That's it. James says, predators. I can't believe what I'm hearing. For some reason, I sense a tingling of irony from her. Does anybody else feel that? No. She thinks she's right. Yes. Yeah. All righty. Brian says, I just finished your Vigilant News video. By the way, there is, if you guys want to check it out, here I just posted this morning a video on YouTube from Vigilant News. You want to check that out. I also put it on Facebook this morning too. So it's there if you want to. Did I put it on Facebook? No, that's going to come up. I'll put it up later on Facebook. But I put it up on YouTube this morning. It's an interview I did about 15 minutes on the effect that Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s campaign is going to have on 2024. If you want to check that out, please check it out. I put it up this morning on YouTube. It was on Twitter yesterday, and I'll put it up on Facebook this afternoon. If you want to watch that, please do so. That'd be great. Every view does count. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Faithful friend says, you're 100% correct. The DNC has no shame whatsoever using their shameful tactics and strategies to keep third parties independents off the ballot. They're the king of no ballot access. Yes, yes, and yes. John Chow says, we moved the goalposts and made it 3 times. I'm sorry. That's John C. Howe, not John Chow. Sorry. I just read it off, but that's actually John C. Howe. Sorry about that. Yes. We moved the goalposts and made it 3 times harder and more expensive to get on the ballot, and you can't even get on the ballot. Pathetic. Yes. They screwed him over horribly. I mean, I got screwed over in 2022. He got screwed over worse. I don't know if it's worse. Both differently. How about that? I'm not sure who was worse, John. Differently is what I'll say. We both got screwed by her party. Yes, absolutely. 100%. All righty. Let's see here. Alexa, thank you. She is also a member. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate it. But getting on social media, in your PJs, laying in bed on behalf of your corrupt system, that's paying you millions of dollars. Yes. That's fine. It is. 100%. Yes. Sue says, AOC is an opportunist and Nancy 2.0. See, that's, Sue, here is why I think she's worse. Because again, I'll go back to this. At least Nancy Pelosi, you knew what you were getting, right? You're like, okay, dad was a career politician, daughter's career politician, dad's machine politician, daughter's machine politician. And Nancy Pelosi did not disappoint. She was literally what she promised. I am a machine Democrat, and man, is she a machine Democrat. She's not a hypocrite. She's not a hypocrite. She is a machine Democrat. That's who she is and who she's always been. AOC wasn't supposed to be that. That's why I'm so bothered. She was supposed to be different, right? She was supposed to be different. She was supposed to be authentic, but she wasn't. And that's my problem. So, yeah, there we go. Mike says, I love when they have to Spanish their name. Well, I got to tell you, I showed you Claudia. Claudia speaks in a authentic Spanish accent because that's who she is, right? So you should speak in a Spanish accent if that's who you are. You shouldn't speak in a Spanish accent because you're trying to pander. I don't have a problem with a Spanish accent. Some people have it. It's fine. Whatever accent you have. It's fine. Jamaican accent. Who cares, right? That's the piece. So anyway, Joe says, but Larry, we have to vote for them again for them to do the things they said. Oh, right. See, if it takes, she said it takes 20 years or whatever, 100 years, it takes 18 years. There we go. Easy day. I love that. Yes. James says, Jill Stein and Claudia de la Cruz and all the third-party independent candidates are way less pro-dictatorship than AOC. Am I wrong? Actually, I think you're right. Look, I always worry that they're all turns to dictatorships. But I think if you ask Jill Stein, would she like an oligarchy, she would at least say no. I think that's true. Literally, AOC is supporting this, like literally supporting it. It's terrible. She's literally supporting it. So, Rick, thank you, also a member, says, we have democracy like we have free market capitalism. We don't. There we go. There we go. Paula says, preach, Larry. That speech should go viral. You have political courage. Thank you. I hope it does. Guys, share it, and it might. Share it, and it might. Right? Raza says, useless sums it up for AOC. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's true. Yes. Alexa says, I started watching because he was one of the few telling the truth about RFK Jr. I stayed because he continues to be one of the few telling the truth about anything. Truth in media is a scarce thing today. Oh, Alexa, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do. I am trying. Absolutely am. David says, hey, my Sharpe, keep up a good fight. I haven't stopped yet. One day they'll put me in a box, but there we go. Yep. Roger says, she sees you in the way now. Like, ooh, I can only hope that I'm in the way. I can only hope. The problem is the system, way I said it, Roger, you're here in New York, the system is so big. Me in the way may not be that big of a deal, sadly. Hopefully, we can change this. Hopefully, we can make that happen, right? Hopefully, we can make it to where I am a big enough problem. That would be great. Yes. Kirk says, remember AOC's Eat the Rich dress? What we didn't know was that her undergarment said, mid-play and grift the poor. I like that. Yes. That's probably what's underneath. I do love that. That is great. I like that too. That is good. That's funny. Paula says, comment after the show. Yes. Once this live stream is over, guys, please come back wherever you're watching it, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. Please come back and leave a comment. That keeps you know who happy. That keeps Mr. Rhythm happy. First name Al, middle name Gore. That is very pleased when you leave a comment afterwards, and I will comment on your comment. Please, of course, always click that like button as I bug you all the time. Share it to the best of your ability, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or on X, does not matter. If you want to super chat, you always can. You can join me, become a member. I'll keep doing this. I'm trying to do as many as I possibly can. $5 per month to join. And now you get more truth telling, as you all say. That is amazing. Guys, I want you, if you can, to watch this evening at 9. I'll be on this evening at 9 with 3 awesome panelists talking about what are the issues that are going to affect 2024. So 9 p.m. Eastern, if you can check me out then. It'll be a relatively long panel show, all chatting. And the man himself, Mike Voss, will be there also tonight, also chatting. So we'll see you there if you can be there. I will also be joining on an X space coming up here soon in a few minutes. If you want to be on X, you can talk to me there also. There will be no Tuesday show tomorrow at 1 p.m. Usually there is. They have canceled the show. I don't know why, but it's canceled for tomorrow. It will be on again the week after. So the week after, I'll go back to my Tuesday afternoon radio show. I will see you all very soon.